Listen very carefully. Stop scrolling right now. What if a tiny old coin sitting somewhere in your house, maybe in your pocket, maybe hidden inside a jar of loose change, could actually be worth a huge amount of money? It sounds unbelievable, but certain Lincoln wheat pennies have sold for thousands, hundreds of thousands, and in rare cases, even close to $1 million. Every single day, people spend these coins without realizing what they have, while collectors quietly search for them behind the scenes. These coins aren't just pocket change, they could be hidden treasures hiding in plain sight. Today, we're revealing the top 3 ultra-rare Lincoln wheat pennies that could be worth serious money. We'll cover their history, rare features, collector demand, and realistic market values. Stay till the end, because the final coin is one of the rarest pennies ever discovered. Let's get started. First up, the 1956 D Lincoln wheat penny is one of those fascinating coins that has quietly built a strong reputation among coin hunters, and even examples in rough or bad condition are attracting serious attention from collectors who understand the growing demand for vintage wheat cents. What looks like an ordinary old copper penny could actually become a valuable treasure that changes everything for the person lucky enough to discover it. Back in 1956, America was experiencing a powerful era of growth and transformation. Factories were booming, families were expanding, and millions of Lincoln wheat pennies were moving through everyday commerce. These coins passed through grocery stores, gas stations, movie theaters, and diners across the country. The Denver Mint produced the famous 1956 D penny during this exciting period in American history, and while many were heavily circulated over the decades, collectors today are becoming obsessed with finding surviving examples because these coins represent a golden age of American coinage that can never be recreated again. The Lincoln wheat penny design itself remains one of the most beloved coin designs ever produced in the United States. On the front of the coin stands the legendary image of President Abraham Lincoln, a design that became historic because it was the first regular American coin to feature a real person instead of symbolic figures. On the back, the iconic wheat stalks frame the words, 1 cent, creating a timeless design that collectors still admire today. The 1956 D version carries the famous D mint mark beneath the date, showing it was struck at the Denver Mint, and that small letter has become incredibly important in the world of rare coin collecting. What makes the 1956 D Lincoln wheat penny truly exciting is the growing collector demand surrounding vintage wheat cents in today's market. More people than ever are searching through old piggy banks, inherited coin jars, and forgotten collections hoping to discover valuable pennies. As demand continues to rise, even heavily circulated or damaged examples are gaining attention because collectors want to complete Lincoln wheat penny sets before prices climb even higher. The excitement around these coins has created a treasure hunting craze that continues spreading across YouTube, social media, coin shops, and auction houses. One of the most amazing things about the 1956 D penny is how condition can dramatically affect value. While many coins from that year were worn down through decades of use, collectors are still eager to purchase examples with strong dates, visible mint marks, and original surfaces. Even a bad condition coin can generate excitement because rare varieties and errors sometimes hide beneath years of circulation wear. Experienced collectors know that ugly-looking coins can occasionally become the most valuable discoveries, especially when hidden minting mistakes are involved. The copper color of these old pennies also plays a huge role in collector appeal. Over time, many 1956 D pennies develop dark brown, rusty-looking, or weathered surfaces after spending decades exposed to moisture and circulation. Surprisingly, these aged appearances often make the coins look even more historic and mysterious. Some collectors actually love heavily aged wheat pennies because they tell a story of survival through generations of American history. A worn appearance does not erase the importance of the coin. Instead, it often adds personality and character that modern coins simply do not have. The auction market for Lincoln wheat pennies has become extremely competitive in recent years. Collectors are constantly searching for coins with strong detail, unusual errors, or limited surviving populations. Certain rare wheat pennies have sold for astonishing amounts of money, inspiring people everywhere to examine every penny they own more carefully. Because of this growing market interest, even common-date wheat cents, like the 1956 D, are now being watched much more closely than before. The idea that an ordinary-looking penny could suddenly be worth hundreds or even thousands of dollars keeps collectors excited every single day. Another reason the 1956 D penny remains highly desired is because it belongs to the final era of the famous wheat penny series. Only a few years later, the wheat reverse design would disappear forever and be replaced by the Lincoln Memorial design. That means every surviving wheat penny today represents the closing chapter of a legendary American coin series that collectors deeply respect. As time passes, these coins become even more nostalgic and historically important, increasing their long-term collector appeal. Many coin experts believe the true excitement comes from the possibility of discovering rare varieties among ordinary-looking coins. Some Lincoln wheat pennies are famous for doubled letters, striking mistakes, off-center errors, and unusual minting flaws that can multiply their value dramatically. A collector may overlook a worn coin at first glance, but under proper lighting and magnification, hidden details can suddenly reveal something extraordinary. This possibility is exactly why collectors never stop searching through old wheat pennies, especially Denver Mint issues like the 1956 D. The incredible popularity of coin collecting on the internet has also pushed wheat penny demand to a whole new level. Videos showing rare pennies selling for massive amounts have inspired millions of people to start checking their change more carefully than ever before. Younger collectors are entering the hobby every day, and they are especially fascinated by old Lincoln wheat pennies because these coins are affordable to hunt yet capable of producing shocking discoveries. The 1956 D penny continues benefiting from this growing attention and collector excitement. Some collectors dream of finding high-grade examples hidden inside old family collections, while others focus on circulated coins with interesting stories and appearances. A heavily worn 1956 D penny may have traveled across America for decades before ending up forgotten in a drawer or coin jar. That sense of mystery gives these coins incredible emotional value beyond simple money. Every scratch and every faded detail becomes part of the coin's journey through history, making it even more fascinating to collectors. In today's auction market, Lincoln wheat pennies continue achieving strong prices depending on rarity, condition, color, and collector demand. Ordinary circulated 1956 D pennies may sell for modest amounts, but special examples with exceptional eye appeal or rare varieties can climb much higher. Professional grading services have increased market confidence, allowing collectors worldwide to compete for the best coins. This competitive environment has created strong momentum for wheat pennies overall, especially older Denver Mint issues. One powerful reason collectors remain optimistic about wheat pennies is the simple reality that these coins are disappearing from circulation forever. Every year, more are lost, damaged, or locked away inside private collections. As available supplies slowly shrink, surviving examples become increasingly desirable. Even bad-condition coins attract interest because they preserve a piece of the original wheat penny era that newer generations may never experience again. For collectors hopping to search for valuable 1956 D pennies, patience and careful observation are extremely important. The first thing to examine is the visibility of the date and mint mark. Strong lettering and clear details can increase desirability significantly. Collectors also carefully inspect the coin under magnification, looking for unusual doubling, die cracks, off-center strikes, or other minting anomalies. Sometimes the smallest detail can transform an ordinary-looking penny into a major discovery worth serious money. Another important factor is originality. Collectors strongly prefer coins that have not been harshly cleaned or altered because natural agging gives vintage pennies their authentic appearance. A dark brown or weathered surface can still look attractive when it remains genuine and untouched. Originality creates trust in the marketplace, and trusted coins usually attract stronger bidding from collectors who value historical authenticity above artificial shine. The emotional connection people feel toward Lincoln wheat pennies is something truly special. These coins remind collectors of grandparents, old family collections, childhood coin jars, and a simpler period in American history. Holding a 1956 D penny in your hand feels like holding a surviving piece of the past. That emotional value adds tremendous strength to the market because collectors are not only buying metal, they are preserving history and memories that continue passing from one generation to another. The future for Lincoln wheat pennies looks incredibly bright as collector interest keeps growing around the world. Rare coin auctions continue attracting headlines, social media keeps spreading treasure hunting excitement, and more people are realizing that valuable coins can still be hiding in ordinary places. The 1956 D penny stands proudly within this movement as a classic wheat cent that continues gaining recognition from collectors who understand its historical importance and lasting appeal. So before you spend another old penny without looking closely, take a second glance at those forgotten coins sitting around your house. The 1956 D Lincoln wheat penny may appear worn, dark, or damaged at first, but collectors know these historic coins still carry powerful demand and exciting potential in today's market. Hidden among ordinary pocket change could be a small copper treasure connected to American history, collector passion, and the thrilling possibility of discovering something truly valuable. For many people, that single penny becomes the beginning of an unforgettable journey into the fascinating world of rare coin collecting. Next up, the 1958 D Lincoln wheat penny has become one of the most talked about coins for collectors searching for valuable wheat cents with strong demand and rising market attention. Even coins with a dirty black appearance and heavy circulation are now catching the eyes of serious collectors who understand the power and history behind these legendary pennies. What appears old and worn to most people can actually be a fascinating piece of American history with the potential to become a prized collector item. The story of the 1958 D Lincoln wheat penny begins during the final chapter of the famous wheat penny era in the United States. By 1958, America was experiencing economic growth, expanding cities, and major cultural changes, while billions of pennies moved through the hands of everyday Americans. The Denver Mint struck millions of these coins, each carrying the iconic image of Abraham Lincoln on the front and the famous wheat stalk design on the reverse. What makes this year especially historic is the fact that 1958 was the final year the wheat penny design would ever be produced before the Lincoln Memorial design replaced it forever. That alone gives the 1958 D penny enormous historical importance in the coin collecting world. Collectors everywhere are fascinated by the emotional connection attached to wheat pennies. These coins remind people of old America, family coin jars, vintage cash registers, and generations of history that can never be recreated. The 1958 D penny stands at the very end of that historic wheat cent timeline, making it feel like the closing page of one of the greatest coin series ever made. Every surviving example carries that nostalgic energy, and collectors continue competing to own pieces from this unforgettable era. One of the most interesting features of the 1958 D wheat penny is the small D mint mark located beneath the date. That tiny letter represents the Denver Mint, one of the most important coin-producing facilities in American history. Collectors pay close attention to mint marks because they help identify where coins were produced, and Denver Mint wheat pennies have built a strong following over the years. Even heavily circulated examples still attract attention because collectors know the historical value attached to these final-year wheat cents continues growing steadily. The dark black or dirty appearance seen on many 1958 D pennies actually adds a mysterious and historic look that collectors often admire. Over decades of circulation, these coins developed deep brown, black, or weathered surfaces caused by age, handling, and exposure to the environment. Instead of destroying the appeal, this aged appearance often creates a stronger sense of authenticity and survival. A dirty black wheat penny tells a story of decades spent moving through American history. And many collectors appreciate that natural aged appearance far more than overly cleaned or altered coins. What truly keeps excitement high around the 1958 D wheat penny is the growing demand in today's collector market. Coin collecting has exploded online, with thousands of people watching auction results and treasure hunting videos every day. As collectors search harder for rare pennies, the demand for wheat pennies continues rising rapidly. Many people who ignored old pennies for years are suddenly realizing these coins can carry impressive value, especially when connected to important years like 1958. That rising attention has created powerful momentum for the market. The possibility of rare mint errors also adds tremendous excitement to the 1958 D penny. Coin collectors know that hidden minting mistakes can transform ordinary-looking coins into incredible discoveries worth serious money. Doubled letters, off-center strikes, unusual surfaces, and die varieties have made certain Lincoln cents extremely valuable in auction history. Because of this, collectors carefully inspect every 1958 D penny they find, even dirty or worn examples, hoping to uncover a hidden treasure overlooked for decades. The auction market for wheat pennies has become stronger than ever, with collectors competing aggressively for key dates, rare errors, and final-year examples. Some exceptional Lincoln cents have sold for life-changing amounts, inspiring millions of people to begin searching through their own pocket change. The 1958 D penny benefits greatly from this excitement because it represents the end of the wheat penny era, giving it a permanent place in collector demand. Even average circulated examples continue gaining popularity as more people enter the hobby every year. Condition always plays an important role in coin collecting, but even heavily worn 1958 D pennies can still attract strong interest because of their history and collector appeal. A dark, dirty coin with visible details and an untouched surface can still hold excellent value in the right market. Many collectors specifically enjoy circulated coins because they show evidence of real American history. Every scratch and faded detail becomes part of the coin's journey through time, making each penny unique in its own way. For collectors hopping to search for valuable 1958 D wheat pennies, careful observation is extremely important. The date and mint mark should always be examined under bright light, and magnification can help reveal unusual doubling or hidden minting varieties. Original surfaces are especially desirable because collectors appreciate coins that remain authentic and unaltered. Even a penny that looks ordinary at first glance can suddenly become exciting when rare details are discovered under closer inspection. Another powerful reason why demand remains high is the simple fact that wheat pennies are disappearing more every year. Many have already been lost, melted, damaged, or locked away inside private collections. As fewer examples remain available in circulation, surviving coins become even more desirable to collectors worldwide. The 1958 D penny carries extra importance because it represents the very last Denver mint wheat penny ever produced, giving it an unforgettable position in American coin history. The excitement surrounding the 1958 D Lincoln wheat penny continues growing because collectors understand that these coins are far more than simple 1-cent pieces. They are surviving artifacts from a legendary chapter of American history, connected to nostalgia, treasure hunting, and the dream of discovering something extraordinary. A dirty black penny sitting unnoticed today could become tomorrow's prized collectible as demand continues rising in the rare coin market. That is exactly why collectors never stop searching, never stop learning, and never stop believing that hidden among ordinary pennies could be a small copper treasure worth far more than anyone ever expected. Next up, the 1950 D Lincoln wheat penny has become one of the most exciting coins for collectors who understand the growing demand surrounding vintage wheat cents. Even examples with a dark, dirty black appearance are drawing serious attention because collectors know these historic coins represent a powerful era in American coin history. What looks worn and ordinary to most people can actually become an exciting treasure worth far more than anyone expects. The story of the 1950 D Lincoln wheat penny begins during a fascinating time in American history. The United States was entering a new decade filled with growth, optimism, and industrial expansion after the end of World War II. Millions of pennies flowed through the economy as businesses expanded and families built new lives across the country. At the Denver Mint, workers produced the famous 1950 D wheat penny that would eventually become a favorite among collectors decades later. Every one of these coins traveled through countless hands, stores, and cities, carrying with it a real connection to everyday American life during the early 1950s. The Lincoln wheat penny design remains one of the most recognizable and respected coin designs ever created in the United States. The front features the legendary portrait of President Abraham Lincoln, honoring one of America's most important historical figures. On the reverse side, two elegant wheat stalks surround the words 1 cent, creating the classic appearance collectors still admire today. The small D mint mark below the date identifies the coin as being struck at the Denver Mint, and that tiny detail instantly captures the attention of wheat penny enthusiasts around the world. One of the reasons collectors continue chasing the 1950 D wheat penny is because of the powerful nostalgia attached to these coins. They remind people of old America, vintage cash registers, family collections, and childhood memories of searching through pocket change. Every worn penny tells a story of decades spent moving through history. That emotional connection has helped fuel massive collector demand because people are not simply buying old coins, they are preserving living pieces of the American past. The dark, dirty black appearance seen on many 1950 D pennies has become part of their charm and mystery. Decades of circulation created aged surfaces that give these coins a rugged historic look impossible to recreate artificially. Many collectors actually prefer naturally aged wheat pennies because they show authenticity and survival. A coin that spent 70 years moving through American history carries personality that newer coins simply cannot match. The blackened copper surfaces often make these pennies appear even older and more fascinating to serious collectors. The excitement surrounding Lincoln wheat pennies has exploded in recent years as more people discover how valuable rare coins can become. Social media, online auctions, and YouTube videos have inspired millions to search through old coin jars, hoping to uncover hidden treasures. Because of this rising popularity, collector demand for vintage wheat pennies continues climbing steadily. The 1950 D penny benefits greatly from this trend because collectors love Denver Mint coins from the early wheat cent era, especially examples with strong originality and historical character. One of the most thrilling aspects of collecting the 1950 D wheat penny is the possibility of discovering hidden mint errors and unusual varieties. Certain Lincoln cents became famous because of doubled dies, striking mistakes, die cracks, and other minting abnormalities that transformed ordinary pennies into extremely valuable collector items. This possibility keeps collectors searching carefully through every wheat penny they find. Even heavily circulated coins can suddenly reveal rare details under magnification, creating excitement that drives the entire hobby forward. The auction market for wheat pennies continues growing stronger every year. Collectors across the country compete aggressively for key dates, unique eras, and historically important Lincoln cents. While ordinary circulated examples may carry modest prices, exceptional coins with eye appeal or unusual features can rise dramatically in value. Stories of rare pennies selling for thousands of dollars have created a treasure-hunting craze that keeps demand incredibly high. The 1950 D wheat penny remains part of that growing excitement because collectors recognize its lasting importance. Condition plays an important role in the coin world, but even dirty black examples can attract strong interest when they maintain clear dates, visible mint marks, and authentic surfaces. Collectors understand that heavily circulated coins still represent genuine American history. Some collectors actually enjoy the rough appearance because it proves the coin survived decades of use and movement across the country. Every faded detail becomes evidence of the penny's long journey through time. Another reason why the 1950 D wheat penny remains highly desirable is because wheat pennies are disappearing more every single year. Many coins have already been lost forever, melted down, or permanently placed into private collections. That shrinking supply creates stronger competition among collectors who want to own surviving examples before prices climb even higher. As interest in rare coins grows worldwide, older Lincoln wheat pennies continue becoming harder to find in circulation, increasing their long-term collector appeal. For collectors hoping to uncover valuable 1950s pennies, patience and attention to detail are extremely important. The first step is examining the date and mint mark carefully under bright lighting. Magnification can help reveal hidden doubling, unusual strike characteristics, or surface varieties that increase value dramatically. Original coins with untouched surfaces are especially attractive because authenticity is one of the most respected qualities in the collector market. Sometimes the most ordinary-looking penny can turn into the most exciting discovery. The future of the 1950s Lincoln wheat penny continues looking incredibly bright as collector demand keeps growing around the world. These coins represent history, nostalgia, treasure hunting, and the exciting possibility of hidden value all at the same time. A dark, dirty penny that most people overlook today could easily become tomorrow's prized collectible as the rare coin market continues expanding. That is why collectors never stop checking old jars, never stop searching through pocket change, and never stop believing that one forgotten wheat penny could hold the power to become an extraordinary treasure worth far more than its tiny 1-cent face value.